all it's doing is holding back our gifted students.
The No Child Left Behind Act doesn't balance anything. According to the Education Digest, the No Child Left Behind Act puts in place a machinery that imposes one-size-fits-all programs. One size not only never fits all, it never fits anyone well. This law needs to be reformed, and 3 ways that it can be reformed that will actually benefit schools is, to start off, the expansion of the test subjects. The kids are only being tested on reading and math. Throughout school, we're taught like the A through G requirements of getting a well-rounded education. Why aren't they being tested on math? They should be tested on science and history, as well as reading and math. That would provide a better scope on how much the kids are learning. The second thing would be to lower that proficiency passing standard to about 70%, a C, which that's really fair, don't you think? A C is passing. According to the Yale Law and Policy Review, the focus on test scores as a measure of student achievements without reference to student growth and such led to teaching the test. As Heather said before, the teachers have started teaching to the test. They don't teach the kids what they need to know about the subjects, just what they need to know to pass this test. Which still, you can't gauge intelligence and achievement from a Scantron test. The scores themselves show that you can't. Just the kids aren't doing well. Maybe it's because of what's being taught to them, how it's being taught to them. It's just not possible. The last thing that should be changed would be to make the score pool smaller. Start judging the scores by school district by school district, not state by state. If you make that score pool smaller, it gives a better scope for how well kids are doing, and it allows it allows the communities to take responsibility for those schools. According to Heritage.org, it was talking about the A+ Act, which was an old proposal for something like this, but for some reason it didn't get passed. It stated that states and local communities have the opportunity to take full responsibility for improving education opportunities in local schools. The only way they're going to be able to do that is if they're able to know if it's their school that's doing poorly. If they know that, then they can make changes to the curriculum to be able to teach the students what they need to know. Not what they need to know to pass the test, but what they need to know to have a well-rounded education. These reforms are reasonable. They're not enough to obliterate the law, but it's enough to make a difference. To make a difference in teachers losing their jobs if after 5 years that ridiculous standard of the proficiency passing level isn't met. And that's not even the biggest problem. One of the biggest things being killed by this bill is...
It's your kids' dreams. Your kids' dreams are being killed by this bill. Your kids' dreams are being killed by standardization. What do we have to live for? What does our future look like if your kids' dreams is being killed? People, this is why your ancestors came here. Your ancestors came here to live this American dream that is being killed by standardization. You know who else had a dream? Martin Luther King Jr. He said once, "I have a dream." And you know what? That dream came true. You know, as alumni of Sac State, you know this dream came true. Because you went to a diverse college where any race, any color can get an education. You know, Martin Luther King Jr. fought the standards. And we need to fight the standards too. Do you want your kids' dreams to be replaced with tests? Do you want to be replaced with tests? Do you want your kids' dreams to be replaced with tests? I don't. I, as a teacher, I'm going to become a teacher, and I want to promote your kids' dreams. I want your kids' dreams to come true. I want them to pursue their passions. But you know what? This No Child Left Behind Act is restraining me. It is totally constricting. In order for me, as Heather was saying, in order for me to keep my job, I can't promote your kids' dream. Listen to that. In order for me to keep my job, I cannot promote your kids' dream. According to the Disheartened Teacher, an article in the Studies in Culture and Education, teachers are losing their jobs, quitting their jobs because they're so bored of the standardization. They're so sick and tired of being restrained by rules. But there's only so much that I can do. You as parents are like a volcano, a tornado. Your parents are like Zeus coming down with thunderbolts of lightning on top of this No Child Left Behind Act. You guys make the difference. You guys are the big impact. And an article in Time to Reclaim Education and Rescue Schooling in the magazine Educational Review. When parents and students rally together, change happens. Have you ever tried to stop an angry parent? You can't do it. Parents, you know when you get angry, nothing can stop you. You should be angry about this bill because it's stealing your kids' dreams. It is stealing your kids' education. It is killing your kids' creative learning and critical thinking opportunities. Another article in Parent Involvement in the Journal of Educational Research. I have to stress that you guys are the ones that determine your kids' education. Don't let the schooling, don't let this act determine which way your kids are going. When you guys are involved with your kids, with your students, not with your students, well they are young students, but when you're involved with your kids' education, you inspire them. You promote their dreams. You're the ones that make the true difference. So I have a question for you. Do you want standardization to take over your kid? Do you want to be one specific standard? Do you want this No Child Left Behind Act to determine which way your kids learn, determine how they learn, determine what they learn? Do you want the government that's running this nation, doing a great job? How much are we in debt? Do you want this government to determine which way your kids' education is going? Do you want what is best for your children? I believe you do. So imagine this. What if we got rid of standardization? What if your kids could be free to be themselves and not be put in a one-size-fits-all, as Kaitlin was saying so well? What if funding for schools was not based on one test that most kids don't care about? They care about the Scooby snacks. Come on. What if teachers like me were allowed to teach in a creative, critical thinking manner, and these kids would actually learn and have an education and do well and get good jobs? What if your kids could pursue their dreams inside a public school setting? And what if, by God, your kids went to school and enjoyed it? So parents, you are the only ones that can change what if to what is. Thank you, and have a great day.